This isn't just going to end on Friday when somebody, assuming Biden does just nip over the line. It's not going to end there, is it? Because there will be one hell of a hullabaloo. We could be back in the year 2000.
But remember what happened? So what happened in 2000? First of all, we now know that George W. Bush did actually win Florida. The New York Times went back and other groups and they counted, and he really won it by 537 votes out of 6 million cast. Yeah. But the other thing that happened, the ruling in the Supreme Court that mattered, was that the Democrats wanted the state of Florida to treat ballots differently from each other. This group would get counted one way, this group would get counted another. And that's it, for people who are afraid that the Supreme Court's going to swoop in. The American system is this. Every state runs their own elections. And so in New Hampshire, they have this tradition of little towns and you go in and it's pieces of paper. You know, in Oregon, they now do all mail balloting. The states can choose however they want it. But the Supreme Court says, whatever you do, you have to treat all the ballots equally. And if Trump can't prove that somehow somebody was disadvantaged, then he won't have a standing at the federal. He can sue at the state. Like he can go to the state and say, hey, they broke your laws, and they can fight it state by state. But at the federal level, he can't. Because
that of course what happened, specifically what happened in Florida, wasn't it? Florida came out in favor. The state law said, yes, Gore has got it, and then of course the Supreme Court stepped in.
Well, actually, that's where it gets confusing. What happened is Florida officials wanted to treat ballots differently. And if you get down to the guts of what America is trying to be about, and obviously we fail, it's everybody gets the same shot. That's what it is. That's the difference between, for example, Senator Kamala Harris, who really, I think, hurt her ticket in the waning days, probably picked up a few 100,000 votes for Trump when she said, we believe in equal outcomes. Everybody gets the same outcome. Now, that's not what America believes in. America believes in equal opportunity, equal shot. And so voters just want to know if I vote and if Rockefeller votes and if, Snoop Doggy Dogg votes, all of our votes all get treated the same way.
And that's the essence of the system. If it comes down to this, you say that Trump might struggle to mount some kind of legal challenge, but if anyone was ever going to give it a good go, it's Donald Trump.
Hey, he's entitled to his day in court like anyone else, and he can certainly sue. And there are things that we have on our system that happen because the way our elections work, you actually don't vote for the president, you vote for electors, and then the electors go and they meet, and all this stuff gets certified by the states. It's yada yada yada. And so Trump could slow that down. It's possible he could slow it down so much that on January 20th, when we swear in a president, we don't have a president to be sworn in yet. Wow. And so for a day or two, we may have President Nancy Pelosi, which would be
hey, that'd be exciting. A joy, wouldn't it? That would be a real joy.
If it's for a couple of days,
yeah,
that's all. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad.
Caught in the hair salon without her mask on. I'll never forget that image. I can't now unsee that. Michael,
I want Nancy Pelosi for president because I want $15 ice cream bars for everyone.
And just tell us, Michael. You're looking at some numbers there. You reference that you think this could be Biden's. Is that a hard prediction then?
Well, if you said you have to predict, but what's the point of predicting? We're going to know probably by the end of today, certainly by the end of the day tomorrow, what's up with Michigan. And then you'll have, lawsuits and threats and blah, blah, blah. And unless somebody can show there's some real demonstrable malfeasance, that's probably how it'll show up. Then again, look, Georgia and North Carolina are still close. If Biden wins one of those, that pretty much ends the race right there. So
yeah, right.
As I told you, I think the last time we talked, for Trump to win, he has to get every break. He has to roll, boxcars 5 times in a row.
Yeah, right.
Biden just has to roll them once. And that's the difference. But so far, the fact that Trump is in this game, the fact that the polls were so utterly wrong, the fact that every pompous, snot-nosed, elitist, Harvard, or in your case, Cambridge whack job was on the media for 6 months going, he can't possibly win. He can't possibly win. It's just a reminder of why I won in the first place.
Yeah,
hey, you
right.
elites, you're jerks. We hate you and you're wrong. And what I want is better elites. I don't mind elitism. I'm totally about elitism.
You just want good elites.
I just want good elites. Yeah, ones who don't suck, who can handle a COVID virus, who can handle China on the rise, who can handle the fact that if you work in a certain segment of the economy, you are being left behind, but you want to work, so open a door for me. Hey, how about instead of insulting them for backing Trump, open a door. So that's, Trump is not ever the solution. He's not even the problem. He's a symptom of a problem. And what the elites have proven in the past 10 days is that they still don't bleeping get it.
They don't get it. Yeah, no, it's a phrase we've repeated ad infinitum over here, Michael, and thank you. It's a great moment of energy to finish on. Michael Graham, managing editor of Inside Sources, a DC-based news organization. When will people understand? I said this at the beginning of the show when I was looking at, which is why it surprised me to get that sort of very small but significant flurry of tweets saying, you just hate Donald Trump, when I'd specifically said at the beginning. It's extraordinary to me to see tweet after tweet, why are millions of people voting for Trump? This is extraordinary. It's called democracy, and some of those people don't get it. They don't get it. There are people of a different view. There are people who want a different kind of politics, and that politics may not be perfect. I think Donald Trump is imperfect, but I also consider Joe Biden and the Capitol Hill establishment and all that's gone before it. Look, that we've had dynasties pretty much there with the Clintons and the Bushes, and shiny Obama with his incredible oratory, which has took him through many a tricky period, being able to talk his way out of it in that respect. It's establishment politics that many people are fighting against.